How's it going, friends? It's the Violet Citizen here, and what do you know, we have another CCL kind of video, but this time we have Season 4 of the CCL, because Season 3 didn't quite happen. I wasn't passive-aggressive enough to make the season happen, so here we are. We have Season 4, we have the usual suspects. Like, I think all of the players have played in the CCL before, apart from Gubbs. Gubbs is the new addition to the league. So yeah, people drafted stuff and things. I drafted stuff and things. I didn't have the best draft position, as always. And I didn't have the best mega pick. I think I was the 8th mega pick, but it's fine. It's just like I'm just going to meme my way through this. So, you know, I wanted Latios, Richard got Latios. I wanted Weavile, Roger got Weavile. It's fine, I'll get Excadrill. And what goes well with Excadrill? Zapdos, I guess, because, you know, I kind of sort out my hazard removal options early on, and then I can pick things that are fun to use. Okay, so with Excadrill I kind of wanted Sand, and I knew that Hippo would be taken round 3. And Gary took it, but I thought that Tita would make its way back to me, but Dolce kind of got Tita, so I'm like, okay, can I get Azu? No, I cannot get Azu. So I got Volcanion. I don't really know how this thing functions. I don't really know how I'm going to use it, if it's any good, but it looks really good on paper. It has some really nice stats, some really interesting implications with its typing and stuff like that. Then I wanted D-Knight, and what do you know, D-Knight was gone just after my pick, so I got Salamence, which is pretty much D-Knight, I guess. Then I wanted Metagross, and Metagross didn't make it quite back to me, but I got Gengar, which was also on paper a decent choice. Gives me a bit of speed, gives me a bit of a ground immunity. Not that I really need it. Like, I have 2 things weak to ground and 3 things that are immune to ground, so that's something, I guess. And then I wanted Whimsicott because extra speed, extra memes, extra fairy typing, and overall I think it's going to be useful for me kind of not losing all momentum in all of my games and not losing all of my games. So that was pretty much the planned part of the draft, which I had to improvise for, and then I just picked things that were good and people have not picked them yet, such as Mamoswine. I didn't really need it, but extra rocks, I guess, extra electric immunity, really nice ice typing. It's a pseudo Weavile-ish thing with the ice shot, I guess. And yeah, then I got Lucario, that is apparently really versatile, as I looked at it. Like, its defenses and speed tier is kind of troubling, so I'm not going to be too keen on letting it do things, I guess. But it has a lot of options, a lot of opportunities to set up, a lot of opportunities to, you know, exploit physical or special defense weaknesses and stuff like that. And then 9th round I got Slowbro, which is it shouldn't really slip to the 9th round, in my opinion. It's a really good psychic type that I kind of lacked at the moment. It's a really good bulky water, which I guess I had Volcanion, but this is more of a wall breaky kind of water type than Slowbro. Slowbro is just there to be a pivot. Is this what I'm trying to say right here? Maybe, I don't know. Like, Slowbro is really useful. And last and probably least, I guess, I got Meloetta. Now, if you see my team structure, Uxie would have been really useful. But I think that Uxie is kind of boring. It's kind of passive, and, you know, it does things really well, but I don't do things really well, so I just grabbed Meloetta. I guess I get 2 mons for 1, which is nice. I can do period forms and things and stuff. And then people picked megas and went with really nice memes, really nice pics, really nice everything. And I got Mega Titar because Sand is nice. Mega Titar can be useful, like the stats are amazing, the typing is okay, I guess. It kind of adds to my fighting weakness. That's the thing, like I'm really weak to things that I also resist a lot, so I guess my games are going to be prediction heavy, maybe, possibly, I guess. So yeah, that's the theme. I'm going to attempt to narrate week 1. If I make it and it's quick, I'll include it in this video. If I don't, then goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video, in which we'll watch game 1. See ya. Alright, here we are, week 1, season 4 of the CCL, and we are playing against Richard, aka TheCanadianWifier, and his team's are Colorado Stealth Rockies. Now Richard has an amazing draft once again. He has the Goth. He has actually. Let me just quickly show you the draft that he managed to get. You can see Richard. I'm so professional. I'm not going to change anything right here. So you know, see the things: Latios, Starmie, Terrakion, Volcarona, Ferrothorn, Talonflame, Breloom, Gothitelle, Seismitoad, Mienshao, and Mega Pinsir. Now, all of these things can be threatening because they're all OU mons, except for Seismitoad and Mienshao, which are really useful in League, in my humble opinion, at least. So yeah, like looking at his team and looking at my team, I think that he was going to bring Starmie or Latios, one or the other, probably Starmie, as he kind of needs removal options on his team. Scarf Terrakion can do a lot to my team, so I'm kind of expecting that. Volcarona for once doesn't quite sweep my team, so I don't think that it's a bring, but I'm going to include things and stuff to deal with it, I guess. Ferrothorn can kind of shut down my mons. I could have Fire Blast, I could have Fighting, anything on Lucario, so, but it's a nice stop and it kind of prevents things from happening. Breloom kind of destroys my team, so I'm kind of expecting him to bring it, unless he brings Mienshao, which also destroys my team. In general, like fighting types with decent coverage and decent stats can do a lot of things to my team. Gothitelle should be brought because I do have a lot of fat things that could be trapped and dealt with Gothitelle that prevented, you know, like I guess Terrakion from doing things to my team. Seismitoad is a really nice stop to my physical threats and my Volcanion to an extent if I don't have the grass coverage. And last but not least, Mega Pinsir, which Richard managed to get in the last Mega Pick. It's really threatening, it's really spooky. I do have things on my team like Zapdos, like Slowbro, I guess, if there's no bug coverage, that can kind of deal with it, but Anyway, that's the team. Let's go back into the game. I brought standard physically defensive Zapdos with Rocky Helmet, Defog, 2 attacks, not for this one but for the Ferrothorn because it also hits a Breloom, I guess. Really standard Life Orb, Sand Sweeping, Excadrill. Not so standard Whimsicott. It's Mentoad, Speed Max Speed Terrakion. It has Memento, if you wish. And things like Moonblast and Giga Drain to deal damage to like this and this, I guess. As I don't really have all that much to deal with Seismitoad in my team, I just hope that I can just punch through it with what I brought. Chartiberry, Dragon Dance, Salamence is nice. It's supposed to outspeed Max Speed Breloom. and it is also supposed to 2-hit KO pretty much anything at +1, and almost 1-hit KO anything at +2. So if I can get this situation going, could be fun. Slowbro is defensive-ish. It has some attack investment. It has some special defense investment, if I remember correctly. And basically it's a really standard set with Scald, Slack Off, and T-Wave, but I do have Iron Ball Fling because it kind of prevents Gothitelle from shutting it down. It prevents Starmie and Latios from being a free switch into it to an extent. And yeah, that's pretty much all that gimmick accomplishes. And the last one I have is Mega Titar. It's support Mega Titar in a way because it doesn't have any attack investment. It is reasonably physically defensive for the pincer if he doesn't have the close combat. It's reasonably specially defensive for things like Latios in the sand. Like, it doesn't quite 3-hit KO with anything. It can take HP fightings all day, so it's pretty good. It can survive a Mach Punch from Jolly, Life, or Breloom as well, so that's what this thing does. So let's just go into the game. I kind of predict lead Breloom, but to be honest, Seismitoad made more sense, and Richard leads with Seismitoad, and I don't really have things for Seismitoad. On my Zapdos, I don't really want to switch into my Whimsicott because Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb, I don't know, it gets one of these moves. Could be obvious, although I do have the Poison Resist Berry, but I just feel like Whimsicott should be preserved for later. I'm just going to stay in, click Heat Wave, wait for him to go for Rocks possibly. He goes for Toxic, which is nice. I mean it's not nice for me, but you know, it's a reasonable move to have. Now on the second turn he goes for Rocks. I'm going to really stubbornly stay in and click Defog as Richard goes into his Gothitelle to trap me? Question mark, but I'm going to Volt Switch. And I am faster than this Gothitelle, so this Gothitelle is not scarfed. And at this moment I was kind of spooked because Specs HP fighting could be an issue as I switch into my Tyranitar, but apparently Richard at the moment had forgot that Zapdos gets Volt Switch. I'm going to Mega Up, I'm going to click T-Wave, not T-Wave, I'm going to click Pursuit. Why would I click T-Wave? I don't even have T-Wave on this thing. And Gothitelle is down, which is really nice. Now, rocks are really obvious on Richard's side. And I kind of want to get my own rocks up, because Pinsir is a bit of a threat. It forces Latios to not attack, probably, as this is definitely the removal option that he has on his team. And then I stay in and try to do some chip damage to the Toad, see if it's defensive, see if it's specially defensive. It's really defensive, I think it's max defense, judging from the crunch damage. And thankfully I don't get the Scald, I don't get burned from the Scald, which is really nice. I take like no damage from it, does 20%, which is cool. Now I'm going to switch out because I don't want to get burned. Richard, I guess, predicts the crunch and goes into Terrakion, but I'm going to go into my Whimsicott, and this is a pretty favorable matchup because I guess if he has Iron Head or Tail, I don't know what this thing gets, but it gets one of these because, you know, it's a drag. I'm going to be in a bit of a pickle, but I'm just going to risk it. I'm just going to click Moonblast, and Richard on this turn outspeeds, which means that he is scarfed, and this is really useful info. I'm going to go for the Moonblast. In retrospect, I should have gone for the Giga Drain, maybe. Anyway, I dealt damage to things, so I'm okay. Now I'm going for the Giga Drain, and arguably this is a misplay because nothing resisted fairy type attacks from Whimsicott, but Just wanted to click something really. So I get some extra health back that is going to be pretty crucial later on in the game. So spoilers, I guess. Going to switch out, going to my designated quote-unquote check to pincer, take a quick attack like it's nothing, as Richard megas up, and now I'm not able to take a return. I'm not faster obviously because I'm really defensive, but it's cool because pincer is at 24%, and that means that as long as I have rocks up, this thing is not going to be an issue. Now I switch into slow brew because if he's running a reasonable set, which kind of defeats the purpose of league play, he won't have the bug type coverage, and he's either foddering this thing or switching out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Fling because Seismitoad is a reasonable switch in, and it's the only thing that can actually touch Seismitoad. Latios is a decent switch in as well, and what do you know? I get Latios. And that's a really nice chunklet of damage that I get off. It doesn't kill because I'm not really offensive. And I'm going to click T-Wave as he clicks Roost. Now I wanted him to defog turn on the first turn, but whatevs. He made a good play, he preserved his Latios, and that's pretty nice. Now I'm going to go into my Tita. Defog is pretty obvious, but even if he didn't defog, I could take anything, even an HP fighting. And now I feel like the switch is pretty obvious, so he would like to stay in and do something, but he doesn't. So I'm going to not Pursuit, keep the Latios alive, and click Rocks, which I guess take out the pincer, so that's not the worst move. Now Richard is going to go into Breloom, and Breloom can still do a lot of things to my team. He's going to go for style points, he's going to click Focus Punch, as I'm going to go into my resist, quote unquote, and take like 57%. But the Giga Drain on the pincer kind of saved my ass, because now I can survive at 4, and I can click Memento as Richard clicks Mach Punch, which is nice. So now I'm going to go into my Salamence and think, okay, this is my opportunity to set up. If I set up a DD and he doesn't go into Seismitoad straight away, or he doesn't click Spore, then it's fine. I kind of win. If I do stay in and he goes for Spore and I click DD, then my win condition is down and I have to pivot around a lot, and I'm not really willing to do that. So I went for the quote-unquote safe play and went for the Fire Blast. As Richard went into his Latios, he took the Fire Blast like it's nothing, and now I'm going to click the Dragon type attack, but it's kind of irrelevant because if I click DD, I could just win the game right there, but I'm not one enough and I didn't do it. Scarf the Raken comes in, he's going to click Stone Edge. That's fine, I have the Charty Berry, I take it like it's... I mean, I take a lot of damage, but still, it's not too much. Going to click Earthquake, and now, like, my Dragon Claw, I think, does like 35% damage to this, which is, you know, it's just not nice. I don't want to get Ice Beam, I don't want to get Skull Burned, so I'm going to switch into my T-Tar, pretty much as fodder, to be honest. I click Stone Edge for some reason. I think I forgot that rock type attacks don't quite manage to hit the ground types with regular effectiveness. If you can see what I'm saying. Anyway, in the meantime, T-Tar goes down, but it gets the rocks up. It's fine. Now I'm going to the mall, and I'm going to the mall. Yay! Going to go shopping, I guess. Now I'm thinking really hard, and I'm almost clicking Rapid Spin right here because I want Richard to go for Scald and take me out as I take the rocks away, and I'm able to go into my Salamence and win. But then I calc as well, and I'm thinking Salamence wins anyway. Like, Breloom is not Life Orb. If it's Adamant, he needs a really high roll on my Salamence, even without the Intimidate, even if you want to sack the pincer and then come back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, as Earthquake is going to be able to take out the Seismitoad. Now in retrospect I probably should have spun, but Richard told me that he clicked Stealth Rock anyway, so that's a good play. And Life Orb allowed me 9 turns of Rapid Spinning. And Rapid Spin did about 8%, so really it could be like on the last Rapid Spin maybe I would be able to take out the Seismitoad and spin the rocks away, but probably not. I needed to get like some really high Rapid Spin rolls, if that makes any sense. So yeah, before the game I was Choppleberry on this one. But I just changed it because Life Orb got me some useful kills, and that comes back to haunt me. Richard reveals Spore as I go into Slowbro. I thought that he didn't have Spore since he didn't Spore the Salamence, and I'm like, okay, maybe if I get the 1 turn sleep and take like less than 4 Bullet Seeds, maybe I can survive. So I get 1, I get 2, I get 3, but the 3rd is a crit. So Slowbro goes down, and now I'm like, okay, I can just go in, intimidate this. I know he's going to switch out, he's a good player, so he's going to sack the pincer. Arguably I could have gone for a D-Dance right here, but I'm just like, Fire Blast is safe. And now I'm going to click Fire Blast, and Richard is going to click Mach Punch and take me out. Why? Because he has the not Focus Belt, like what would you call the Black Belt, and he's Adamant, which makes it a guaranteed KO on my Salamence after not having the Intimidate. So that's really impressive, that's really good prep by Richard, and that's really good game. I feel like I played really well. Richard played also really well, probably not early on in the game, but later on he identified that Breloom kind of did things to my team, and Breloom did the things that it was supposed to do to my team. I just have one team. So yeah, that's pretty much the game. I kind of regret not clicking DD with Salamence, but that's okay, like it's just a 1-0 loss. And to be honest, in all the seasons that I played Richard week 1, and I lost to Richard week 1, these are the seasons that actually finished, and they had like a proper nice schedule going about them. So maybe this is an omen, I guess. It's an omen, man. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week, in which we're going to play the Lithuanian team. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a nice time. Goodbye.